willing runner ahead of him in Trossard. Now looking to turn provider for Jesus!
Oh, what a goal!
There's a moment that defines everything. December 30th, 2025, the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal versus Aston Villa. This wasn't just another Premier League fixture. This was a statement. This was redemption. This was Mikel Arteta erasing the ghost that haunted him for so long. 4 goals. Clinical, ruthless, beautiful. This wasn't just a victory. This was Arsenal announcing to the Premier League, we are ready. But let's rewind. Let's understand why this match meant so much more than 3 points. For 2 years, Emery's Villa had been the thorn in Arsenal's side that Arteta couldn't remove. Every time they met, Villa found a way. A late goal here, a defensive mistake there. It became psychological warfare. Arteta knew the tactics. He understood the system. But Emery? He knew where it hurt. He had lived in that dressing room. He understood the pressure, the expectations, the weight of Arsenal's history. But here's the painful truth. Emery didn't fail because he wasn't a brilliant manager. He failed because Arsenal wasn't ready for him. And in the years that followed, while Arteta slowly rebuilt the Gunners into title contenders, Emery went to Villa Park and created something extraordinary. He took a mid-table club and turned them into Champions League competitors. He beat Bayern Munich in Europe, he dismantled City at Villa Park, and worst of all for Arsenal fans, he beat Arteta repeatedly. Every time Arsenal faced Villa, the questions returned. Can Arteta overcome his predecessor? Is the psychological damage too deep tonight? Arteta answered with 4 goals and a performance that silenced every doubt. This season's title race has become a 3-way psychological war. Pep Guardiola, the godfather, watching his protege finally mature into a genuine threat. Arteta, the student, desperate to prove he can defeat the teacher, and Emery, the forgotten one, operating from the shadows, capable of destroying both their plans with a single result. But December 30th shifted the balance. Arsenal are top of the table. City are 2 points behind. Their attack finally clicking. Foden is reborn. Haaland has 23 goals in 22 matches. The machine is warming up just like it always does. Guardiola knows how to play a season, slow in autumn, explosive in spring. He's won 6 Premier Leagues using this exact formula. Arsenal know what's coming. They've lived this nightmare before. Twice. In 2023, they were 8 points clear and collapsed. Last season, they led for most of the campaign and still finished second. The pattern is terrifying. The pressure is suffocating. Every dropped point feels like a crisis because they know City never stop. But here's what's different this time. Arsenal aren't just defending anymore. They're not just solid at the back with occasional brilliance going forward. They're complete, they're clinical, they're ruthless. Look at their system. Arteta has built the most tactically flexible team in Europe. Sometimes the fullbacks invert into midfield, creating numerical superiority. Other times they push high, stretching defenses and creating overloads on the wings. Players like Jurriën Timber, Ricardo Calafiori, and Miles Lewis-Skelly aren't just defenders, they're playmakers who can operate in multiple positions within the same match. The midfield is a machine. Martin Zubimendi controls tempo like a conductor. Declan Rice has evolved from destroyer to box-to-box powerhouse. When Dedegaard pushes forward, Ethan Nwaneri steps in seamlessly. Depth isn't a concern anymore. Quality runs through every position, and the attack? Gabriel Jesus links play. Victor Gyökeres is the reference point they desperately needed. Saka and Martinelli are 2 of the most dangerous wingers in world football. When Leandro Trossard comes off the bench, opposition defenses collapse from fatigue. But there's still one weapon nobody can stop. Set pieces. Arsenal have turned corners into penalties. Gabriel and Saliba are aerial monsters. Rice's deliveries are surgical. Nicolas Jover's routines are so detailed, so rehearsed, that teams know exactly what's coming and still can't defend it. Tonight against Villa, we saw all of it. The tactical flexibility, the midfield control, the clinical finishing, the defensive dominance. This Arsenal team has everything. 3 Spanish minds, 3 different philosophies, 1 Premier League title, Guardiola the perfectionist, building systems that suffocate opponents through possession, Arteta the scientist, constructing the most complete team in Europe through obsessive detail, Emery the pragmatist, creating chaos where others seek control. The war has been raging for years, but December 30th proved something crucial. Arteta has learned, he's adapted, he's grown. The student who learned from Guardiola has now surpassed the man who preceded him at Arsenal. If you want to witness the greatest title race in Premier League history unfold, if you want to see whether Arteta can finally dethrone Guardiola and silence every critic, hit that subscribe button right now, because what's coming next will be talked about for decades. 3 minds, 1 league, and only one will lift the trophy in May.